So today we have a very special guest, Matthew McAllister from SolarAPP. Quick bit of context here. About 8 years ago, I got everyone in a room in San Francisco with the help of some of the big CEOs and all the solar market, and we decided we had to do something finally about automating permitting, this massive challenge for the industry. So here we are now, professionally set up with a new org, great leadership in place. So welcome, Matthew. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Birchie.
So, mate, why don't you frame for everyone, just remind us, what is the problem we're solving for?
So the big bucket of problems we're solving for is soft costs, right? And I think you, more than basically anyone else, know how much of a pain point this is for the industry right now and how much it's adding to costs, especially in the US. We pay more for solar than a lot of our peers around the world. I have a member of my board who describes it as we are essentially stapling paperwork to roofs right now, and it happens to come with solar panels, but what most of the cost went to is the paperwork. And so we're really trying to cut that down and speed up the clean energy transition because in a lot of cases, this is individual homeowner decisions to purchase appliance, to purchase solar, to add a home battery. And every single one of those purchase decisions at the moment includes these soft costs, these process delays, and we really don't have time for those delays. We need to be moving super, super quickly, and we need to drive costs down. And so across millions and millions of those individual decisions, we have an opportunity to really reduce costs and streamline things. And for local government. So I've been in government for a decade prior to working on SolarAPP. And, staff turnover is really challenging, budgets are really tight, and it's really hard to train people up. Having software in place that actually saves staff time and maintains a really high quality bar on safety, is up to date on codes and standards, is a huge win-win for both local governments who are trying to enable this for their homeowners and their communities, and small and large installers across the country looking to move faster, be more efficient, and deliver value to homeowners quicker. So it feels like a no-brainer, and I know it also has been like a long journey from that meeting that you're talking about to today, where we're serving 270 jurisdictions, thousands of installers, processing tens of thousands of permits. So it's been a long journey, but we feel really, really great about the progress we're making and the momentum that's been built up.
Yeah, so when did you join? Because it was a long journey, and then it just feels to me like it's just kicking in, which is why we're having this conversation, because I think it's the
Yeah,
time for everyone to start really hearing about this and leaning in. So tell us about like
yeah.
when you joined and what does 2025 look like?
Yeah, so this all started as a collaboration inside the National Renewable Energy Lab with Department of Energy involved as well, and they've been the hosts for this project for the last several years. In 2024, though, this last year, I joined to lead up the nonprofit SolarApp Foundation. And the foundation is really designed to uh, grow this product outside of the national labs. Like our labs are this great incubator place to test out ideas and take on things that might not work. And with this, the idea was like, let's see if software can help deal with this incredibly fragmented, complex landscape, tens of thousands of individual permitting jurisdictions across the country. Every small town, county has a role in this process. And it succeeded, and then it needs to go to market basically. So that was the process last year of transitioning it out of the national labs into a nonprofit. Our goal is to serve jurisdictions large and small, and really help all jurisdictions and everyone with this clean energy transition. So it really made sense to have it spin out into this nonprofit structure. And this, I think some people think nonprofit and they think things are moving slowly. We've got an in-house engineering team. We're building this product like crazy. You and I have been doing some collaborations we're going to talk about on this in a couple of moments. And it feels like in a lot of ways, we're putting a lot of pressure on that accelerator pedal and moving a lot quicker and trying to accomplish our goals. So something I'd love to share with your audience is that our target is to automate the permitting for half of all residential solar and storage by the end of the decade. It's the right target to aim for. That's the level of service we want to provide, and we think that's what actually changes behavior and really changes cost curves and changes homeowner expectations. Like you should be able to sign a contract in the morning and see panels installed the same day. That
Yeah.
like you should get that ROI in your decision, and you've spent a lot of time, you've thought about it, and now you're finally willing to make this move. We should have that return on investment kick in quickly and make it more affordable for more people to power their lives with renewable energy. So that's our aim for the end of the decade, and we're hustling really, really hard and partnering with Open Solar and others to make that happen.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, SolarAPP is very much a tech startup in my mind, non-profit in
Yep.
nature because it's serving the public good, but ultimately, your experience and the teams, you're all tech startup going at 100% speed, so I love it. Right, so I've been in the US resi solar market a quarter of my life. I'm getting a bit old now, so it's kind of a long time. I just want to like to all my friends in the industry, this is the key message. In Australia right now, and frankly in the UK, Europe, everywhere in the world, you sell the system. So we talk about an open solar user today, designs a system, sells it with the digital proposal, customer closes, we collect cash on the cash flow tool, and then you are suddenly in any other country around the world allowed to go and install that same system that afternoon, the next day, the next week. Whereas in the States, you have this long jurisdictional driven, paper driven process that with SolarAPP we get rid of. So today we've got this announcement. Do you want to tell us about what we're doing with Open Solar to make that journey now a reality for US users?
Yeah, absolutely. So at SolarApp, we have an API that makes our product accessible in other tools, and we've got our first integration with Open Solar going live, which is amazing. So that flow then that you were just describing goes from great, we've designed a system for this homeowner, we're pressing a button, we're starting the permitting process right there in the same interface, same screen. And for jurisdictions where we're live, that means you can, you know, basically get your permit ready to go. And I think this is version one of that, but we really want to reduce steps in the process, make it super, super streamlined to go straight from design to getting that permit and being able to provide that value to homeowners. So this is our first step on that deep integration, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, it's amazing. We are too, and it's such a collaborative effort between the nonprofit and the open source team. So and again, like just to remind everyone what it means. If you can imagine as a small business selling and installing and collecting cash at speed and making that customer instantaneously happy, it's
Yep.
just a night and day difference. And obviously, as you say, V1 of the API will be working together to make that, get your feedback in and perfect it over the coming months. So yeah, it's a big, big moment.
That's right.
Okay, so call to action for installers. Tell us what jurisdictions we're covering. If you're in or not in a jurisdiction covered today, what do they need to do to access this massive cost saving?
Yeah, so we'll share a link on where we operate today, 270 jurisdictions across 13 states. If you're in one of those jurisdictions, all you need is an account in the SolarApp product. You link that with your Open Solar profile, you're good to go. You can start submitting permits. We've got training documents on our side, a lot of support to get you started and get comfortable with that process and how that works. If you're operating in a territory that's not one of our 270 today, we would love help getting connected to more building officials, more local leaders, city managers who are interested in getting some of this automation up and running for their community, and helping save costs on their side, on the local government side. So for our email, we'll include this below as well. It's contact@gosolarapp.org. And we would love to be put in touch with folks, and our team is always standing by and ready to help jurisdictions move this process forward.
Amazing. Okay, I'm going to end with a number because it's been super exciting and helpful. The number is $1 a watt. That is the cost of selling and installing a solar system in Australia with exactly the same panels that we use in the United States. So that's the kind of cost saving ultimately that's available. And so again, repeat call to action is set up your account on SolarAPP if you haven't already, if you're in one of those jurisdictions, and do the connecting with the Open Solar API, and you should see massive efficiency wins with a lot more efficiency gains to come. Is there anything we've
Yep.
missed or anything you want to just repeat? We would close out.
Well, I'll maybe just add on, so that dollar a watt. I mean, obviously, we do not see those numbers in the U.S. very often right now. We're seeing 3x, if not more than that, in a lot of cases. And when we've worked with our partners at the federal government and in states, we're seeing a huge percentage of that difference is related to these soft costs, permitting, interconnection, all the paperwork we're stapling to our roofs to make these systems work. And this is really about reducing that. In a lot of the jurisdictions where we operate, on average, we're seeing we take about 3 weeks off the process, in the U.S. context. So there's real time savings. There's real, avoiding of in person, having to go find out what's going on with the project. And again, like I think the benefit for local governments is really strong too. So it feels like this win-win space where, with software automation, we can keep safety standards super high and quality of work really high, and also get a better experience for our end users and for homeowners.
Yeah, and that's probably the best place to finish on the experience for the homeowners, for
Yeah.
our users, customers. If you're getting access to the technology within a week or two instead of a month or two, the cancellation rate alone, like we saw 30% cancellations in the US, basically just due to that length of time to get the thing on the roof. Typically, cancellation rates overseas are more like 1, 2, 3%. So happier customers, more closing, all that reduces your CAC, all that increases your volume. So it's a big kind of cascade of cost reduction from the initial cost savings just from the permitting alone. So yeah, it's a hugely important thing. And Matthew, for you and the team, genuinely like huge thanks for doing everything you're doing in service of the industry, in service of the environment, and ultimately consumers and the AHJs. So yeah, really appreciate you joining us, and yeah, excited to get the integration live. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the partnership on it. We're really excited.
Great. Cheers. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Birchie.